Hello, hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success.
Hello, everyone. This is Angela for your Monday Night Mentorship with AJ Mobile Notary.
Hello, everyone. It's Alexis with Mobile Notary Services by Alexis, and welcome to Notary Educators Mentor Mondays. How are you all?
Hi, another Angela. Hi, Angela. How are you tonight? So we're ready to answer any of your questions that you have. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and Alexis and I will be happy to answer them for you. I have like a feel-good story tonight regarding notary before we get started. We do meet different type of people as we are going to do general notary and loan signing work. Hello, Shirley. And so this week it was at the beginning of the week. I was really, I felt good about this couple that I met. I had a signing for a company, and it was an early morning signing before 9:00. And when I went to the couple's house, they was a very nice couple. But what really impressed me about them is that they had known each other. They told me a little backstory about their relationship. They had known each other since sixth grade, and they had been dating since like middle school. And he was a retired principal, and she was a retired special education teacher. And just spending like 10, 15 minutes with them, I noticed the commitment that they had to each other and the vibe that they had with each other just by sitting there. And when I was speaking to them, and the interaction between them, the two of them, was so nice. And it was just like a nice experience, today, the way things are. And I really appreciated like their relationship, the love that they were showing without even expressing it verbally. And I told them that, and we had a short conversation. They asked me a little bit about myself. And I have been married for 32 years to a great person. And it just really made me feel good. It was an honor for me to meet them. And I told them that, and that they were very special couple. So that was like a feel-good moment for me. And when I left, the rest of my day was great because I thought about them and their relationship, and they were just good, nice people. So I'm saying that to say this notary business, that I love meeting people. And when I meet people like that, it just makes my day. So that's just something that I wanted to share, that it was a great experience to me to meet such nice people.
Yes, that's like one of the best. That's one of the best things about it, just meeting different people, all type of different people from different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like you said, was sitting down with people too, and kind of being in their personal space. Sometimes you get to learn different things too, depending on what, different jobs they might have, or things that they might be interested in. I know I've walked away plenty of times going to Google something because somebody taught me something. So that's one of my favorite things about being a notary. Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome. Remember, start dropping those questions, comments, anything we could talk about tonight, anything that happened in your week you need clarification on, anything you've been researching you need clarification on, any questions.
I see some of our students in here. Celeste, hi, how are you?
Hey.
Sharia, Althea, hi, everybody. We're so glad that you guys are here tonight to join us for our Monday night mentorship. Drop any questions that you have, anything that you had happen throughout the week. If you have something that's going on, tomorrow, this week, that you have questions about. Debbie, drop your questions in. I see that you said you have several. Alexis and I are here to answer all of your questions. Angela, you're so welcome. It's our privilege and our pleasure to help you guys in your new notary business.
Well, while we wait on everyone to start dropping those questions, I did want to share something with you all. So I added a new service to my business recently. I've been wanting to do it, but I was kind of procrastinating, kind of scared. So finally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to add it to my Google My Business page. And when I get a call, I'm going to just go and do it, right? And excuse me. So it was the apostille. Excuse me. I had been wanting to do it for quite a long time. I put it up on Google. I was like, okay, I'm just throw it out there. Let's see. So finally, someone called me recently to go ahead and do one. And you all, it was so easy, smooth process. I highly suggest you all go ahead and add it to your list of services that you all will offer. Great money. And guess what? It was literally short period of time in and out. So don't be scared to add those different services after you have done your research. Like I said, I've been added it, but I was just really waiting for a phone call. I was scared to actually promote it on Google because I was just nervous. So I just say all that to say, go ahead and jump out there. Make sure you've done your research and you know what you're doing before you start adding things to your list of services. But yeah, go ahead and try it at least.
Yep.
Great money.
Yep. You're welcome out there about the Google. Hi from Jersey, Arizona.
Hello.
So the next classes for March are up on the website. They went up on the website today. So you can check notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of the notary basic classes and the loan signing classes for March. They just went up today. Hello, everybody. So Mills Mobile noticed that they're having trouble signing up with signing orders. So I don't know what the problem is. If you could drop it in the chat, if it's something simple and quick that we can help you with, Mills Mobile Notary, let us know.
Debbie Brown had something too.
Say it again, Alexis.
Debbie Brown.
Debbie Brown. What is the minimum amount? Oh, I see her. But Crystal says, what is the minimum amount E&O insurance you would recommend for a new notary? Crystal, the minimum amount that's accepted is $25K. You can go to the NNA website to purchase that. I have $25K. Alexis, Kimmi, we all have $25K. If you want more, that's fine. But the minimum amount required is $25K. And that takes care of anything you write in your notary block. It does not cover if you lose documents, drop them in the mud or the rain or anything, or you lose them, but it does cover anything you write in your notary block. Debbie Brown says, how do you handle pets? It makes me nervous to start thinking of having to deal with signings with pet. I know Kimmi has a video regarding how she handles it. How do you handle it? So how I handle pets is I would ask the homeowner if they could please put their pets away so we can focus on the signing. I haven't had a problem personally when I've asked them to put their pets away. Personally, when they have really small pets, I don't mind them being out. They haven't bothered me. They have been well behaved. But as far as big pets, I have asked the signers if they have big pets when I call to confirm the signing. If they would really put the pets away, I would really appreciate it. How have you handled pets, Alexis?
Personally, I have a dog, so I'm not really scared of pets. But if it was a situation where I would be, first I would say on your initial phone call, when you reach out to your client, just ask them, do they have pets? If that's something you really don't do. Mm-hmm. So that way, you can tell them then, you mind if you put your pet up while we handle whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Janine says she wants to try it. I think I'm going to add it, leap of faith. Janine, that's great. But with the faith, make sure you do what Alexis said and make sure you research it. Yeah. And the reason why I say that, I did an apostille this week. I probably have average one a week, but I did one this week and I do know how to do them. But the person, it was a very emotional thing for the person that I was doing it for. He was from Chile. Actually, he was from Venezuela. His kids were in Chile and he was trying to get his kids over to the U.S. and he needed this document. in order for them to be able to present it to the airport in order for to get the kids over here. He wanted it quickly, and I was able to do it for him. So he was very grateful. And that's why I said, at least really know what you're doing. Research it like Alexis said. And if you know what you're doing, then yeah, go out there and do it. But if I would have messed that up for him and he wouldn't have had it by Friday, I can't imagine how he would have felt, emotionally trying to get his kids to the U.S. and I screwed up his apostille that he needed to get to them. So it's great, if you got confidence and you know how to do it, go for it. Celeste took the general notary class, and thank you so much, Celeste. We really enjoyed you in the class, and hopefully you will fly. Alexis Tammy says, how much does the apostille pay?
Oh, I'm sorry, but wait, right before we get to Tammy, Debbie Brown had a question at 8:05. I have an inkjet printer, and a notary said that I could use it for now, but only for certain types of signings like loan modification. What are your thoughts? You want a laser printer, Debbie? Mm-hmm. A laser printer. If you can, I would say get a two. Now I can't think. Two tray. Yeah, there we go. Get a 2-tray dual printer, laser printer. You don't want inkjet. That laser comes out real crisp when you're handling those loan documents.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing about that, Debbie, laser printers are very hard to come by. I had ordered one. The person said they had it at Office Depot and they didn't have it. I paid for it and everything. The $2.99. A month later, they was like, we canceled your order because there are none in stock. And so you may have to get the 1-tray inkjet printer that has the tray that can transfer to 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14. But laser, and even on all the signing services questionnaires, they ask if you have a laser printer because of the exact reason why Alexis said the printing is more crisp and not fading like the inkjet. But yeah, check. You may just want to get a single tray that can transfer to legal size if that's something you want to do, because the double tray printers are really hard to come by.
Yeah. All right. And now we can go on to Tammy. Alexis, how much does the apostille pay? So I can kind of tell you what goes into it a little bit, and then you can kind of get an idea of how much you would probably charge. So the person, I have to either go to the person or the person brings me the document, make sure that the notarization is done correctly. From there, I have to take it. You can mail it in, but I prefer to drop it off. I have to drive it out 40 minutes from me to the clerk authority, 40 minutes each way. Mm-hmm. And then I have to drop it off. I have to pay for a shipping label from FedEx to have it returned back to me at my home, which is another fee. So if you add all of that up, especially that mileage of me driving 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back, and that shipping label fee, which could be from like $15 to $20, that's kind of how I charge it. And depending on if I have to pick it up from the client, or if they can drop it off to me or something like that, that might be another thing I have to consider. So that's kind of my process. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of think about your general notary work, how you charge with that in that realm. So it can be up there. It can be a little bit more than a loan signing. I'll say that. But
a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more.
You know me, Lexus.
Look, it can be a lot more than a loan signing, but just put all those factors into play because it is a lot of different things that go through.
So, like for instance, Alexis, we don't live close to each other, and what I charge for an apostille is a little bit less than Alexis because I only live like 20 minutes from the clerk's authority. So her one-way trip is like her one-way trip is my back and forth trip. So sometimes I can even get there maybe in 15 minutes if it's no traffic. So the same apostille that she may do and I do, my driving is way less than hers. So she may charge more just because she has more to put more into it than I do. To get to the clerk's authority. I'm much closer to the clerk's authorities than her, where it may take her, an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to get back and forth. It take me like 30, 40 minutes to get there and back. So it depends on all of those factors that she mentioned.
So I'll say the starting price probably would be like $150. I'll just say that the starting price.
My starting price would be $175.
Yeah. So I'll say the starting price can be, I don't charge $150, but I'm saying depending on your process, because remember, I have to drive quite a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I say just make sure, the whole process is fair. I always believe in fair pricing.
And it's worth it for you because you have to pay for the FedEx.
Yeah. So you got to take all that into consideration.
Yeah.
When you do apostilles.
Yep. Thanks. I looked yesterday, but not today. Okay. Tawana says she looked yesterday and not today. Mills Mobile Notary. It says upload your credentials, and when I do it, it's still not being accepted. So Mills Mobile Notary, I would suggest that you call them. When I was, and this has been a while ago, of course, but when I was uploading documents and information, I do remember it kept telling me that my credentials or my file was not complete when it was. And when I called them, I don't have a middle name, but when I called them, they told me I was missing, my name was not in right properly. And so they told me to put something there. So I put my maiden name there and it accepted it. So it may be something on their end that you don't know about, is what I'm saying. So call them, let them know what's going on, and they probably can tell you why that's happening. It may be something that they know about their system that we don't know. Danielle says, and if that doesn't answer your question, let me know in the chat. Danielle says, Alexis, I need to make an appointment with you to get my Google My Business page, please.
Yes, you can go to notaryeducatorsllc.com. We have a Google My Business space where you can leave your contact information and I will email you back.
Yep. Althea says she needs to rest her brain for a break for Google My Business, so she's waiting until tomorrow to delete and start over.
Yeah, and when you have situations with Google My Business, remember Google is your friend. A lot of people have the same issues. So just if you have any issues with Google, try to Google it because a lot of people have the same issues.
Debbie says she signed up with signing orders. Congratulations.
Congrats.
And I hope you, I don't know, put in the chat if you paid the extra $2.99 for the extra zip codes, Debbie. Angela Millage says you could charge whatever your state required for the apostille. So Tammy, really, apostille is not a notary. What do you call it, Alexis? It's a different type of service than just a notary service, because some apostilles do not require to be notarized. Mm-hmm. So there's like really no state requirement for the cost of an apostille. There's not like, the state doesn't say that you shouldn't or should charge a certain amount. So really the fees are up to you, but be fair. And I'm sure there's some people in your state or city doing apostilles. Check what the rates are and just work with it that way. But it's still good money. Yeah,
that's why I didn't want to give you like an exact number, because it's different. I feel like it'll be different for everybody's process depending on, what you have to do to get that done. So, like you said, just be fair.
Yeah. Yep. You're welcome, Crystal. Joanne said, tell me more about apostilles. So, Joanne, apostilles are usually documents that have to be certified or authenticated by the clerk or the Secretary of State, depending on the documents you have and where the documents come from. If they come from your state or local, or if they come over from overseas, depending on what it is, they have to go to the Department of State, which is not in your state. So it's like a whole process for it, depending on what the situation is. But the purpose of it is that people from out of the country, they have to send documents to their country for different reasons. I'm going to give you one example. I have this person that her brother lives in Bosnia. And so he needs documents from the United States, Atlanta area, authenticated, so the people or authorities in Bosnia can see that he has a certified official business in the United States for whatever reason. So in order to prove that he does have an official business in the United States, he has to have the documents certified or authenticated. So I would pick up the documents. Some of them have to be notarized, some of them don't. And when I do my notarization, if it does need it, I fill out the paperwork for the state. I take the documents to the state because I'm close enough to drive it there, and let the clerk's authority do what they do and authenticate the documents. They FedEx them back to me, and I take them back to my client letting them see that the documents have been authenticated, and she can send them to her brother. They pay me, and that's what it is. So basically, they are documents to go to other countries. Like the one I did this week, he wanted his son to come to the United States from Chile, but he needed to prove that that's his child. Maybe he wasn't smuggling a child. So he had the documents, and sometimes the documents even have to be written in their country's language. In this case, it did. So I went to get his document, filled out the paperwork, paid the fee, took it down to the clerk's authority, had them gotten the apostille. They sent it back to me. I delivered it back to him. So, but the process is that there are so many different processes depending on what document they have, where the document originated from, if it originated from the United States, if it originated from another country, then depends on what authority it goes to, whether it goes to the clerk or whether it goes to the State Department, whether you have to send documents to another state to get them authenticated and sent back to you. So there's like a whole process, but the whole purpose is so they can be go to another country and get done whatever the person needs to have done. I hope that answered your question. So Janine says, I've been studying it, still trying to figure it all out. Janine, let us know what state you're in. Shirley says, what would you say are the best, easiest service to offer as a new notary public? So Shirley, the easy question is that if you're a good notary and if you know how to notarize documents, you can notarize any document. It doesn't matter what document you notarize. Sometimes new notaries focus on what documents they can notarize. So that's why at Notary Educators, we don't teach you documents. We teach you processes, how to notarize any document, no matter what it is. So it's not about what is the best or easiest service to offer as a new notary public. It's knowing how to notarize documents, be a good notary where you have confidence that no matter what come across your path, so to speak, that you're able to take care of it. Because if you don't know how to notarize any document that comes, is not easy. If you know how to be a great notary, it doesn't matter what the document is, you're ready to notarize anything. So I hope I answered your question. If I did not, put it in the chat. Say, Angela, you didn't answer my question. I'll try to answer the best I can. You have any thoughts on that, Alexis?
No, I feel like you answered it. And make sure, as a new notary, make sure you actually know how to notarize properly before you start adding all those different services.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to go back with a question real quick to Joanne's about the apostille. Kimmi has 4 videos out there about apostille. So please go and take a look at those videos. Really great information.
Mm-hmm. And Shirley, to just another thought about your question about the best, easiest services to offer as a new notary public. One thing about new notaries, it's really best that you get trained to be a notary, because when you get your commission, really the only thing you have to do is go down to your state clerk's office and swear in after you filled out the online information, and they'll give you a commission, but they don't train you how to notarize documents or how to be a good notary. So that is the best thing to do, is to get some training, and that is the best thing to do, and any services will be easy for you to do. Carolyn said, I just passed my NNA background check and the exam. One question I have is, when do I use eDocs and how do I set it up? So Carolyn, first of all, congratulations that you passed your NNA background check. And the second thing is that you have to check your state to see what their requirements are for eDocs. And how do you set it up? You have to make sure that you have the right platform, or make sure you have the right software that you need in order to set it up. And the other thing is about that is the first thing you need to do is see what your state requirements are for eDocs. You can't do anything unless you see what your state requirements are. We don't have eDocs here, but I do know as far as eDocs are concerned in our state that you can only do them if you're affiliated with an attorney's office. But you still have to make sure that you are following your state requirements in order to do eDocs. So that's the most important thing. Alexis, you have anything on that?
If she was talking about eDocs as far as getting documents emailed to you, I don't know if that's what you were talking about, on a different spin of it. If you are, then signing companies will basically email you the documents. That's what eDocs means. So you don't have to set anything up. They email you the documents and you just print them off. If that's another way you were looking at it.
Yeah, I was thinking about e-notarized. Yeah, eDocs is when you sign up for signing companies. They send you the documents. You print them out. You check them, flag them for whatever signatures you need to take to the signer. Yeah, you just print them out and get them prepared. The way you get them prepared is you go through all the documents. You look where the signer needs to sign, where you need to sign. Do they need any witnesses? Confirm that they have their witnesses. If they don't have witnesses, then you would call the company and say they require witnesses and the person or the signer don't have any witnesses. So that's all that means as far as eDocs. If you are getting eDocs from the company that's sending you the documents, they send them through your email for you to print out instead of sending them directly to the client for them to sign and have them ready when you're there. So yeah, let us know if we answered your question, Carolyn. You're welcome, Janine. Oh yeah, out there, I will tell you guys, they do have dual tray printers on Amazon for $799. And the regular price is $299.
Yes.
So yes, Althea is right. They do have dual tray Brothers and HPs online on Amazon. $799. Tell me how I know, because I look every day almost. You're welcome, Tammy. Have you seen them any cheaper, Alexis?
Nope. Not at all.
Althea said, do you guys recommend getting a FedEx account? So Althea, I have a FedEx account because I do apostilles, and it's a great like 30-40% savings. So if you're going to be FedExing documents of any kind, yes, we recommend it. As far as the signing companies, they always send their FedEx or UPS labels with the eDocs that they send to you, so you don't have to get it for that. But if you're doing any kind of notary work where it requires that you FedEx documents, yes, I highly recommend it because it's a great savings to the notary, 30 or 40% savings.
And then if you need shipping supplies, you can go on your profile with FedEx and you can just order them and they ship them right to your door.
Yep, they do. So Sharia said she had to go through the help desk for them to upload my information. Yes, so just call SnapDocs or anybody that you're having problems with uploading documents, because like Sharia, it was probably their system that you're having the problems with. Mills Mobile Notary, you are so welcome. Lavina Carter says, definitely go ahead and book that appointment. It was worth it. I've already gotten calls off of my Google My Business page.
Lavina,
congratulations, Lavina. You guys, Alexis,
my business is important.
And Alexis is an expert. She's on it. She knows what she's doing. And
thank you.
I may have to let her look at my page again, even though I'm getting calls, but everybody's talking about how great she's doing. I may have to look at my page. Debbie said, I didn't pay yet. I did get a signing on the same day, but only inkjet printer, so I lost it. Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie. But yeah, look at Office Depot and Staples with their one tray laser printers, because they're a little bit less expensive than Amazon. Amazon's not always the cheaper way to go, because the Brother laser printers for an HP are less at Office Depot than they are on Amazon.
And I'm sorry, just real quick, printer, because I'm learning a lot with this printer situation because I need one. But you can buy a single tray, and some printers you can add a second tray.
Yes.
So you'll pay for a second tray. So if you can, go ahead and try to find a single tray and make sure somehow it's compatible to get a second tray added somehow.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that part out. I'm not really.
But I'll tell you from experience, I have a single tray. I had thought I had a double tray, but anyway, I'm going to digress. That's a whole different story. But I have a single tray LaserJet printer, and the tray can transform to a letter size. Okay. And I'm at this point thinking about, I don't need a double tray printer because it's working for me. Most of the companies I do signings for, they are regular letter size anyway. I do get some that have the long paper, the 8.5 by 14. And when I do that, a lot of the signing companies that I do, they tell you to go in and click this to make sure that the long paper is printing out. So I'm like, this is easy. It's not that bad. I may add another 5 minutes to my printout. So who cares about 5 minutes? So think about that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get business with a single tray, and who knows when they're gonna have double trays in because they are totally not there. You may want to just get a single tray. I would.
Yeah.
Because next what's gonna happen? There are gonna be no single tray laser printers, and then you're gonna be like, I should have got the single tray printer, but I don't have no printer now. So Celeste says, what is signing orders? And Debbie answered that it's a signing service, Celeste. Celeste, I can say this to you because we like family. You need to take Alexis's and Kimmi's LSA class because you'll know about all about LSA and signing orders and all of that stuff. So yeah. Althea said it would take time for me to do the apostille process travel-wise since I'm in Dallas, Georgia, Paulding County. Eventually I would do apostilles. Thanks for info. So Althea, think about that since you're in Dallas and that is a long way. What you could do is that you could just FedEx it to the clerk's authorities. Yours would take another whole day process, and FedEx it to the clerk's authority, and it would only be like an extra day. I think that it would be cheaper for you to FedEx it to the clerk's authority rather than to drive from Dallas and back. I think. What do you think, Alexis?
So actually, I'm over this way. I'm probably not as far as you. I'm in Douglasville, so I'm kind of west with you. So I don't know. It's a preference because I don't mind driving it out there.
Right.
I just know that it's there. I don't know. That's me personally.
Right.
But like you said, with FedEx, you can FedEx it. FedEx is good about tracking. One, and then two, if you wanted to do, you can do like an overnight or a 2-day. And it's gonna get there in a great time span. So yeah, just because you're in Dallas, you can go ahead and use FedEx overnight, and you can put that in your fees. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Add that to your fees. You have to overnight it because overnight is probably like $20, $30, probably on the more than 30 side, close to $30. So remember, you can add that in your fees and still make your money out in Dallas.
So Celeste says, hi, David. Is it a loan signing service? You want to take that, Alexis? She was asking what is signing orders.
Yeah, so it's a signing service. It's a middleman. Signing agencies use signing order to find loan signing agents or notaries in order to complete signings. So you will sign up with signing order as an agent, as a loan signing agent. You will sign up that way that the signing agencies who have these loan packages they need done for lenders and things like that, they will be able to reach out to you and find you. It's just a platform. They're the middleman.
Yeah. She answered that. Did the doc have to be translated in the U.S.? So, Tawana, regarding any notary document, apostille services, the answer to your question is no, it did not have to be translated in the U.S. But if you have a document that's in another language, a foreign language, and it has to be notarized, your notary certificate has to be in English. So your notary certificate cannot be in a foreign language. It has to be in the language that you're speaking, which is English. And so I've had both situations where the document was in a foreign language, and I've had it where it was in English. So no, it doesn't matter what language the document is in, as long as your notary certificate is in English and you know what country that it's going to be going to. Janine is in North Carolina. Are there any language barriers when doing an apostille? So Tammy, there can be. I've only had one time when I've had a language barrier in apostille. So the thing about that is, the first one I did, I think some of you guys may have been on here. Kim and I did it together because it was both of our first, and the person spoke Spanish, and Kim is bilingual. So if I have a language barrier for an apostille, I would definitely send it to Kim if it's English, Spanish. Fortunately, a lot of people that have apostilles, they speak English. The lady that's my regular customer, because she has them like monthly, she speaks very good English, and she's from Bosnia, so she speaks Bosnia or whatever the language is there. The guy that I did from Chile, he spoke some English, plus I know a little bit of Spanglish, so I was able to communicate. But if you don't speak any foreign language, of course, there could be a language barrier when doing an apostille. Then you really couldn't do it. So yeah. Mills Mobile Notices. How do you know what oath to do? So Mills Mobile Notary, there's only one oath. You guys, when you're doing documents, you just need to recognize whether it's a acknowledgement or a jurat that you need to do. An acknowledgement is stands alone. A jurat, you always have to do an oath if you have a jurat. So that's why we really highly recommend that. It's so important as notaries to have training, because something simple, it can be very hard and intimidating as notaries if you don't know what you're doing. And even if you do it one time, if you call me on the phone, I'm like, do this, do that. The next time you're still not going to really know how to do it or what to do it, or if from a different state, what to do. So when you know, how do you know what an oath, how do you know what oath to do? In each state, they have language of what the oath is. We always advise people to check your notary handbooks for your state. There are oaths in each one of them, but they are really interchangeable because they both, all that I've seen so far from different states, they basically have the same language, just a little short variations. So we always advise people to please, your notary handbook is your Bible for notaries. And that's the first thing you should do is read your notary handbook. But yeah, they're not that complicated. Mills Mobile Notary, check your handbook, and whatever oath is in there, you can just use that, put it in the front of your notary journal, and just have it there so you can use it. Is it true that the NNA test is open book? If so, how many times can you retake the test? You want me to answer that, Alexis, or you want to answer that?
You go ahead.
The NNA test is like an open book test. You have to remember some things. How many times can you retake the test? I don't remember that answer to that question. Can you take it twice and then you have to repay? To be honest with you, Joanne, I don't remember how many times you can take it, but I think you can take it more than once. Do you remember how many times you can take it, Lex?
I believe it's twice.
I think so.
Wrong. But Joanne, it is open book to a certain extent. Some kind of basic, I don't want to say basic knowledge, but some common sense kind of plays. So you'll read the information they give you, and the question is not going to be direct. It's going to be kind of, you have to think about it a little bit and use the information that they gave you in order to answer the question. And then it's like maybe the last 5 questions or so, they're not going to be in the book at all. You're going to have to know those 5. I believe that's how it went. It was like the last few questions. You kind of have to know. They're nowhere, but the rest of them are kind of open book. But some common sense comes into play. You have to interpret what you're reading and answer the question.
Yeah. And the other thing, Joanne, too, as far as the test, the good thing about it is that if you're answering a question, it does have a button where you can go back and look at what you previously read, so you can be sure you're answering the question correct. So it does have a button where you can go back to the previous screen and look at the question again before you start answering. And so that's one good thing about it. And I think it's twice that you can retake it before you have to repay. Don't quote me on that one, but I think it's twice. Shirley Hightower says she got it. And okay, I'm glad, Shirley. Thank you. Danielle said the Secretary of State for Texas website has information on the apostille, and so does the NNA. Yes, the Secretary of State and your clerk's authority usually has some information on apostilles. Althea is getting a shout out to Kim's apostille videos, which are great. And they are, do I have to do e-docs? So Carolyn, if you're working for signing services and they send you documents, they will send you e-docs. Most of them send you e-docs that you have to print out from your email with the instructions on what they want you to do and what they expect with the signing.
I don't know if, Carolyn, you're getting e-docs confused with Ron signings, but e-docs is literally just a method that the signing service is sending you the documents. So you have different methods on how you'll get the loan package. And e-docs is a form. They're going to email you the documents in like a PDF file. So that's just one method. I don't know if you're getting that confused with like a Ron signing.
Okay, Carolyn says she's from Georgia. So Carolyn,
Okay.
Georgia don't do e-docs. They don't do Ron. We don't do e-docs. We don't do Ron. So in this case, what you're asking is exactly what Alexis said. E-docs are from signing services. They'll send you the documents through your email with instructions on who you contact, how they want you to go about doing the signing, all the information you need about the signer, and the documents that you need to present to the signer. So that's what e-docs is. That's what e-docs are in the case of your question that you're asking because you're in Georgia. So you don't need any kind of system or software for e-docs if you're talking about doing anything else because Georgia does not allow that. Dorisa is here. Hi, Dorisa. Out there, you're welcome. Yep, Debbie, $7.99 for the printers.
Yeah, they're up there. Crazy.
Hi, Edie. So, Edie, as we mentioned earlier, a good alternative source and a fair price for a printer is to try to get one with one tray that converts to a legal size tray. That's the only, really, unless you want to pay the $7.99, that's what you have to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, a lot of the questions you're asking, they're great questions. Don't forget, Kim has an ebook. It's not that complicated. That's great for new notaries. It's $9.99 on Amazon. And you can look on notaryeducators.com, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Look and see what classes that we have for, I forgot the class name. Basic Notary A to Z, that teaches you how to be a great notary, how to notarize documents, what the documents mean, how to fill out the notary certificate, what's the difference between an acknowledgement, a jurat, when you should use the oath. And when you finish that course, you should know how to go out and notarize documents. We teach marketing, we teach pricing, and go state by state, whatever state you're from, to teach you what's the best way to price and different things you can do to market your business. Alexis, you want to tell them about the loan signing?
Yeah, and we also offer loan signing training, A to Z. We put it in a very simple term so that you're really prepared for the real world. A lot of people say when they walk away, they're very confident and they're ready to go as far as getting their first signing, and they know what to expect. They know how to present the documents. They're not nervous as far as that, because I feel like that's where a lot of people get hung up at, is actually presenting the documents. So yeah, you learn a lot. We go over pre-signing information, what that looks like, how to get signings. We go over different signing companies that we feel like new signing agents should start out with. So a lot of great information. We have 2 classes coming up in March.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and sign up.
So Althea says Amazon has a 2-tray dual printer for $4.89, but is that a laser printer out there or inkjet printer?
No,
sorry, I skipped one. Go ahead, Alexis. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you got it. I just want to say we miss Miss Cece.
Miss Cece says, in Georgia for general notary work, when do you need witnesses and how many? So that question, Miss Cece, is that you never know. The document could call for no witnesses. It could call for 1 witness. It could call for 2 witnesses. That's why your screening questions when someone calls and asks you for a notary is so important. That's the one thing that you always want to ask is, does the document require witnesses? Usually they don't know. You would tell them, can you please check? It's usually somewhere close to your signature or on your signature page, and you will be able to see if it requires witnesses and how many. So sometimes just different documents require different witnesses. Not necessarily any particular document, but usually if you're doing a will or a power of attorney or a deed, usually they require a witness. Sometimes deeds do not. So there's not really a self-proving affidavit requires a witness usually, but in general notary work, it could be anything that require a witness. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. You guys know we're transparent here, and whoever asked the question about how many times can you take the NNA course, I forgot that Kimmi took the course 4 times and she didn't have to pay. So you can at least take it at least 4 times. We know that for a fact.
Yeah, the test.
The test, yeah. You can take the test at least 4 times before you have to pay. So if that helps you any. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that, how many times you're going to mess up, and don't be afraid that, how many times. Like, just go for it. Just read the information, think about it. And, if you have to write stuff down, you can write stuff down. Just go for it. Tawana says, I'm planning to start marketing myself in March Madness every Monday. How do you all suggest I start? You want to take that, Alexis?
Yeah, so I would suggest you, well, first and foremost, make sure you have your Google My Business set up, right? Make sure it's complete. 2, I would say make sure you get out there physically when you first starting out until you get some traction with your name and your business. Get out there physically. Get into your neighborhood. Pass out cards, your business cards. Let people know, like, I'm here if you need me, basically. Get to your nursing homes and things of that nature. Make sure you get on social media. I feel like a lot of people are straying away from social media. Make sure you're on Instagram, TikTok, any other form of social media, Facebook. Just make sure you're putting yourself out there. I've heard recently too, people are on LinkedIn as being a notary.
I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah, get on LinkedIn. Anything where you can market yourself and let people know, hey, I'm here if you need me for different industries, real estate, wherever a notary might be needed. You got to do your research too, because there's so many different marketing strategies. Marketing, really, it should be a course just on marketing alone. I see why people go to school for it. It's very, very intricate. So just make sure you do your research and think outside the box too. If you have to give like little goodies with your business cards, or even like a pen, pencil, sanitizer bottle, all different type of stuff. You can get creative with it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, start off definitely with the Google My Business page and you getting yourself out there physically. And with the Google My Business page, please remember to market, do advertisement. Go ahead and pay for those Google ads. It's not that expensive. You pay by the click. Go ahead and set that up. I feel like a lot of people are just putting their page up there and just waiting for something to happen. But you're only going to be found in a small area.
Mm-hmm.
So let's expand where we're being found at and go ahead and pay for those Google advertisements, because it will do wonders. When you look at your insights on Google and your analytics behind your page, compare it to before you had advertisement and when you do advertisement, and you'll see the difference.
Mm-hmm. And Google will send you an email on your analytics and what's going on with your page. I am a proponent of Google Ads and using that because I used it and it just rocketed my business to the top. So Alexis is right about that. Carolyn says, I was looking at refurbished printers. Carolyn, that's like, I don't want to sound, it's like a personal decision if you're going to do that. I bought refurbished stuff and it was fine, a refurbished cell phone, but that's up to you. It's something to look into. If they have a warranty, for a certain amount of time, there may not be anything wrong with it. Just make sure you're giving it from a reputable place like Amazon or Office Depot or something. It may work for you.
Yeah, or Facebook Marketplace. People, I'll be on. I don't really use Facebook like I should, but I do go on Marketplace every now and then to look for certain things. And Marketplace sometimes you'll find really hidden gems on Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of gems from Facebook Marketplace, not just printers, everything.
Yeah, everything. Right, everything.
I was on Facebook Marketplace, so this is just a side note, you guys. I was doing Facebook Marketplace so much that my daughter and her husband, can you please tell your mom to stop calling me to pick up stuff from Facebook Marketplace from strangers? But yeah, I love Facebook Marketplace. And so Athelia said, Debbie says to Athelia that getting refurbished or replenished makes her nervous. And guys, that's like really a personal decision. Yeah. Some people don't like refurbished or replenished things, but I have gotten things refurbished or replenished, and it's supposed to be like new, but not new when they do that, because they supposedly go in and replace everything in and out. So really, it's just it's like your comfort level, like Debbie says, and just what you want to take a chance, But I highly recommend you get it from a reputable place, like Office Depot, Amazon, things like that. Harley's Home Care LLC. Hi, Harley's. We haven't seen you here. Welcome. He's a newbie. Just curious, do you guys ever do notarizations for any nursing home facilities or hospitals? Harley's Home Care, yes. Nursing homes, I have cards there. They call me as their preferred notary. Hospitals, they call. Yes, we do notarizations for nursing homes and hospitals. And like I said, I have 2 nursing homes that I am their preferred notary.
Yeah, nursing homes is a really great one. Hospitals more so. The ones I have done, it would be like more so like a family member searched me up and called me. And then I'll go literally to the hospital because, obviously the person can't come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go there and physically, go up there to wherever they're at to get the notarization done. And usually the hospital staff, they're very accommodating and helpful, especially with everything going on with COVID. And you just let the visitation, because they're being strict with that. You just let them know what you're there for. They usually have already called down and let the front people know. You know what hospital you go to. That's usually what now. But yeah, they're really good about making sure we can get in,
right?
Get the notarizations done for the clients.
Yeah, and I'm the same with Alexis. My clients either let me know, or let the front desk know, or visitation know, or they say I'll meet you in the front lobby. I had one that was probably like 35 minutes away the other day, and she actually waited in the lobby for me, and we went to the front desk together before we went upstairs for her mom. So yeah, we do them for nursing homes and for hospital facilities. Yeah. Notary Amber Woods, put in the chat where you purchased your printer from. So again, she says I purchased a new printer that print legal and paper yesterday. So is that an inkjet printer or a laser printer though that you purchased yesterday? Stephanie Tennyson says, "Good evening. Where do you sign up at?" I'm not sure what Stephanie's question is.
For the classes, notaryeducatorsllc.com.
Yeah. If it's anything else, Stephanie, put it in the chat. Debbie Brown says, single tray sounds good due to the fact I need to get started so I don't lose any more coins. Debbie, you're on it. That's exactly right. Make sure it's a laser printer. They got them at most Office Depots. Dorisa said, crazy questions, but why do these companies mix papers from letter to legal? I haven't done any real estate yet. So Dorisa, back in the day, really every document that came from a legal office used to be on legal size paper. Every real estate transaction used to be on legal size paper. But in recent years, they have changed it to regular size paper. But there are certain documents like closing disclosures and what else, Alexa? There are certain documents that have lots of text on it, and it's just it's made for legal size paper. That's why that is. But a lot of them are on regular paper, but there are certain documents, like I said, like closing disclosures and a few other things that are just on legal paper because the text takes up a whole legal size page. Playing in the Yard says, Alexis, how do you delete a Google business page, Google business profile?
You'll go to settings. So you're in your Google Business Profile Manager, right? Left-hand side, you have all these different features: home, posts, info, insights, reviews, so forth. You'll go to settings. When you click on settings, it'll take you to you'll get another left-hand side view. It says businesses, reviews, links to add, settings, support. You'll click on businesses, and then you can close your business. You can permanently close it. You have a list of businesses because some people have multiple under their one Google account. You can click on which business that you would like to edit, and you'll go to actions and press close or permanently close. Or I say permanently close, then you remove it. So that's how you'll delete it.
So Debbie says, I receive a social media. I don't know what that means. Debbie, you're answering somebody's question, I think. Edie says, Amber Woods, where did you purchase your printer? Karen says, very informative. Thank you. You're welcome, Karen. Celeste says, thanks, Alexis. Karen says, every Monday, free information. Yep, Karen, free information every Monday. Playing in my yard. Alexis, how do you permanently delete, remove Google Biz Profile? It only removes from my list of businesses, but still shows up when I Google the name or notary near me feature made multiple attempts.
You have to permanently close it. I just explained that. But yeah, permanently close it. That's the option you want to choose.
Carolyn Richardson said, how did you first get started doing apostilles? Personally, Carolyn, I spent months researching it, studying it. And we mentioned before, Kimberly and I, and Alexis just started doing them recently. But Kimmy and I was researching it both at the same time. And when we did get one and I called her, it's interesting because what I didn't know, she knew, and what she didn't know, knew. So we put the two brains together and did one and split the costs and just kept doing them like that. So we, that's how we first started doing it. We studied for months, like we mentioned earlier. It's just a lot of pieces to go together. So just, study it, make sure you are, doing it the way it should, so you won't have the customer miss out on whatever they're trying to do. I missed the very beginning today. Where is Kimmy? She wasn't here last week. Kimmy, you guys, is handling a family situation, and she should be back soon. So we miss her too. We'll tell her you asked about her, but yeah, she'll be back. Tammy says, thank you. You're welcome, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Debbie says, sorry, I received a social media message that she lets the signing services know her vacation status when she signed up. Is the status now being requested? I think that's always been the case with signing companies. If you are the ones that I'm signed up with and I have the app, it's best that you go in and put when you're not available. Just like regularly not. Sorry, Alexis.
Vaccination.
Girl, why am I need new
glasses.
No,
I read it like that too at first.
So I've never had a signing service ask for my vaccination status. Have you, Alexis?
No.
Danielle said the internet test is easy. For some of us, Danielle, yes. For others, it may take a few times.
Yeah, because remember, like I said, you have to read and interpret the code of conduct, and then you have to answer the question using it. It's not straightforward. You have to kind of use common sense a little bit to interpret what the code of conduct is saying and answer the question. So it's not straightforward. It does take a little bit of thought process. That's why a lot of people say that they might have to retake it. But that's good if it was easy for you.
Right. Tawana says she wants to change her number for her business. Should I add a new line, or is there any free phone number services? So should you add a new line, Tawanda? Personal, that's kind of like a personal decision. It depends on what you want to do. Or is there any free phone number services? Google has a free phone service. I have my regular phone service with Verizon, and I also have the Google number that comes on the same phone. So as far as changing your number for your business, some people prefer a different number. I have a Google number and my regular number. So yeah, you can have a different number. A free number is Google. It's the only one I know about. What about you, Alexis?
Yeah, same thing. I also have Google. Google works just fine for me. I had to figure some things out with Google. So you'll see once you start playing around with it. I have to do a lot of research behind it, but Google's free, easy to use. It separates my business from my personal, and I don't have to have a second phone, because I did have a second phone for the longest, and then my phone screen cracked and I was forced to use one. But yeah, you really don't need to.
Yeah.
But that's a personal decision. So if you feel the need, then go ahead and get you another.
Yeah. Carolyn said she was thinking of Ron with the EDOC thing. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something totally different.
Yeah, Georgia, we can't do Ron.
Yeah. So thank you, Carolyn, for clarifying that. Debbie says the NNA test is right under each question. Answers right under each question. Carolyn said, how do I get started with apostilles? Lots of research, Carolyn. We're working on a training now, but there are lots of information. Yeah.
If you go to I have to
Clerks
put it
Authority.
in that box. Yeah, go to the Clerks Authority website. Start there. It's Georgia. I don't know where is Carolyn in Georgia? Yes. Yeah, okay, you're in Georgia. Yeah, go to the Clerks Authority website and just read it 3-4 times.
Watch Kimmy's videos on apostilles.
She has 4 videos on apostilles.
And if you still need it, when we have our class, then you can sign up.
Yeah, but that's really it as of right now. Just do your research. But it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Keisha said I did the one-on-one. Oh, yeah. Hi, Keisha. With Angela, and it was worth every single penny. Thank you, girl. Yay. Glad you're here tonight. Hi, Edie. Kimmy's, Althea loves Kimmy's ebook. A lot of great information. Very informative. Danielle said it is. And so does Edie, says the ebook is great. Yes, we try to share our information, Edie. Althea says a laser printer, a color laser printer by Brother. Yeah. So that's why it's a little bit more, because it's a color laser printer.
Yeah.
Tawana says, thanks, Alexis.
You're welcome.
Edie needs to schedule an appointment with you, Alexis.
Yes, please reach out.
Yes, the $12.99 is with Google My Business for their domain. Joanne loves Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, it is.
And Edie has some other strategies for marketing, like she has a Cricut. I have one too, Edie. Made her window signs on her car, her door car magnets, t-shirts, hoodies, free gift calculators, and small notepads. Danielle said, Edie, is it difficult to use? I've been waiting 3 weeks for my sister to open hers. There are a lot of, like everything else, Danielle, there are a lot of videos on YouTube with the Cricut, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. And Stephanie says, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to answer Althea's question. So Althea, it's $12 a year to purchase your website domain name, as long as your domain name is not like very sought after. So if it's something that's sought after, it could be like $20 a year or something like that. So you'll have to go into website under Google My Business, click on website, and then in the top left-hand corner, you can click down and it gives you options for domain names, and you can actually search and see. If you don't like what they already suggested for you, you can search and play around with the wording, and it'll tell you the price. So like I said, if it's not sought after, it's $12 a year.
Harley's Home Care says he try to catch us on Mondays. Thanks, Harley's Home Care. Own and operate a home care business. He's diversified his business by being a notary. Great job. He's thinking outside the box, adding to his services. Thank you, Henri.
Oh, I just want
Henri. Henri's on here, Alexis.
Hey, Henri. Harley, real quick, make sure it's no conflict of business with you being a notary and doing the home health care. Just double check that, make sure.
So you guys, we're getting to the end. We thank you so much for being here. We tried to answer as many questions as we could. We thank you so much. Without you guys, we couldn't have Mentoring Monday. So we really appreciate you being here. And thank you so much for asking about Kimmi. Danielle, we'll let her know that she's in your thoughts and prayers. And we really appreciate you guys again for being here. So have an awesome rest of the night. And thank you again. You're welcome for all the information out there and everyone. So you guys enjoy the rest of the night. And I hope we will see you again on next Monday for Monday Mentor.
Yes, everyone have a good one. Everybody who emailed me, I will email you back tonight. Just give me a short period of time, but I got you. I see your emails by Google My Business. I will email you shortly.
She's good at that. So bye-bye. Have a good evening, and thanks again.
I'll see you next week on Monday at 8.
Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.